it's Zena, Warthog Princess, with an iconic 100 bag review and comparison to other like style and shape and size bags. So this will have a little bit of the 100 bag. This is a small duffel. And then I have also a Midtown Satchel, a Marlowe, and another bag that's not even Vera. All right, without further ado, we'll jump right in. Let's start with a compare and contrast to the original, or one of the early, at least, duffel style bags from Vera. This particular bag is the small duffel in Lures Black. This is what I would consider a vintage Vera bag. And the reason that I define vintage that way is a couple of reasons. One, and most importantly, it's old enough to have been made in Indiana. That's way before the China and Vietnam and any other places came out. So to me, that's vintage Vera. Another quality that I consider vintage is the trim, coordinating trim, and the quilted cotton interiors. Now this particular one is not patterned. It's old enough, it was kind of before that. But you'll see on the iconic 100 that the trims are coming back. It's not on everything, it's not everywhere, nor was it ever. So it's just fun to see that come back. I think it adds a whole nother dimension and detail to the bags, and definitely enjoying seeing kind of a third pattern. So you have your exterior, your interior, and your coordinating trim. So I really like that. All right, so let's start with the older bag. This one is, I got it new with tags a couple years ago. Long story, but it has long handles and no shoulder strap, nothing like that. In contrast, the 100 has smaller handles, but they're on a metal ring, and also it has a shoulder or crossbody strap that you can use. So that's a big difference right off the bat. Let me set this aside and we'll come back to that. After you look at the outside, just briefly, you'll notice there's no tag that says Vera on it. And if you remember, back to when Vera was doing other things, the signature is right in the fabric. You see that? Vera Bradley. It's in a couple different places. In this particular one, it's on the trim pattern, but it's very definitely and distinctly Vera. The zipper pulls on this older style, it was not ribbons or anything else. It was just a piece of fabric folded over and sewn and then tied on. Yeah, so it's different. Something that's the only bag. I have two bags. I have this one and the medium one in the same. They're both the same way. All right, no pockets on the outside except one slip on the short end. It's a nice little pocket. I guess you could, you can fit that in there, but nobody's gonna carry that. That's just weird. Maybe a shorter bottle, maybe a little bit thinner would be better, but you can put your keys there. You could put your phone there. And I wouldn't, because that hangs out way too much for my comfort, but you could put any quick access thing there. Next, inside is, like I said, quilted cotton. This one is plain black. But on the pocket on the inside, let me just flip it inside out. You can see it's a slip pocket, and then it also has the zip. Actually, it's a really smooth zipper. Then it has the same kind of tie that I was talking about on the outside. And this is, of course, the outside main pattern. So nice different twist inside. It's not patterned interior, but it does have that pop of color. So this is the small duffel in what I consider vintage Vera black lures. So put that aside. The newer, this one is Vines Floral. This is the iconic 100 handbag. We've already talked about the handles and the trim. On this one, you don't have any pockets on the ends, on either end on this. It has a semi-rigid bottom. I say semi because it's like a plastic or something that came, it was folded, but once you put stuff in, it does kind of hold its shape, kind of. So it's not quite as slouchy of a bag. Inside, you have a nylon trimmed, or patterned interior, but it's that nylon there. It's not quilted, which would actually be really cool in a bag like this, but it does have a zipper pocket right there on the one side, which in this case it has a tag on it. It does not have Vera signature in the material. So on the back is where that zipper pocket is. So I would say the tag's on the front, zipper on the back. On the front of the bag, there are two big slips. Well, I said big enough for my hands on the front of the bag. Overall, the bag is bigger than the original. If you can kind of see, they're both very not stuffed, but it is slightly bigger. It's longer and taller, but it's about the same width this way. All right, so that's the inside. The outside does have a couple other things. On the back, there's a slip pocket. Again, looking at phones, yep, perfect for the phone. That is in fact where I would put mine because I like it quick access, slip in. Little thing on this one, it also has two, and they open from opposite sides, two additional zipper pockets outside the main pocket. So there's your main pocket, and then you have these two areas that run the whole length of the bag and the whole height of the bag, and they are also lined. No organization within them, but nice big pockets that are securable. So there you have it. Give you some organization options and still have a big open bag inside. So I really do like this handbag. I do have a few others on my wish list. This is the only one I have up till now, and haven't used it yet. That's not because I don't like it or anything else. There's just a closet full of bags to pick from, and it just has to wait until the mood strikes me. So one of these days I'll get back to you with an what's in my bag video or something that will describe lessons learned. But that is the iconic 100 handbag in Vines Floral. Next I'll show you one, and this is just, okay, I'm a pack rat. We maybe have established that or not without saying, but I'm also an extraordinarily sentimental person, so I say a sentimentalist. So this, I was raised in the 70s, and this was my purse for like forever. Love purple, love unicorns. This was perfect. So if you remember back to the classic barrel purses that we used to carry way back then, this one has been very, very well loved over the years, and I just could never bear to get rid of it. Well, that, as you can see, yields nicely to grow into the more modern quilted bags, and I'm really liking having options with those. But since we're on the topic of barrel size and shape satchels, I brought out a couple others just to add to the compare and contrast. This next one is the Midtown Satchel. This pattern is in Airy Floral. You can see some similarities right off the bat, that it's got the short handles like the iconic 100, and it has these rings, rectangular rings on the handles just like the iconic 100. This bag does not have that second pocket and third pocket on the outside, but on the back, just like the iconic 100, it has that slip pocket, and just the same, it fits perfectly my cell phone. 6S Plus, by the way. So, no pockets on the outside. It does have a shoulder strap, again, same like the 100. So you can see why I would put this in the same category. This one, it's a Midtown thing. It has the little lock and key, and you can actually lock your purse. You just put it through there. I've never done that, but it's nice to have an option. And it's a, you know, of course, a trendy little bag charm looking thing. And the pop of pink goes really nicely with this beautiful pattern. This material, by the way, the Midtown material is water resistant, so great like spring and fall type bag, or winter, even depending on where you live, where if it's going to be raining, your stuff's not going to get all wet versus the cotton bags. So little tidbit there. This one, just like the iconic 100, does have that semi-rigid bottom. You can see it's a big rectangular bottom. This one has a little bit more, you can't see very well, but it's kind of tapered and rounded towards the top, so a slight angle and rounding versus the completely squared off the other two bags. Inside, again, just like the other, there's a zipper on the back wall and two slips on the front. This one is, again, it's a nylon-y kind of material, very wipeable, and then it has this pop of trim on the top of these slip pockets, which is nice. And the handle in this one is made from the same lighten up material, or not lighten up, similar to lighten up, but it's that Midtown fabrication. So that is the Midtown Satchel in Airy Floral. I like this side better. Thankfully it's on the front with a pretty flower. All right, and the last bag in this group is the Marlowe. Now, I like the regular size Marlo. I have, I don't know, 6 or 8 of them. And there's 2 in the to-go pile. So anyway, I really like this bag. I have not used this one. This one is leather. It's a beautiful, gorgeous, soft leather. This bag is slightly bigger than the other 2. I would say more than slightly. It has that same tapered shape as the Midtown Satchel. You can see it a little bit better here, perhaps, with the tapering to the top and the rounding there. Just like the others, it has the double zip open. It does have a shoulder or crossbody strap, however you want to use it, which is in leather. And outside, it doesn't have any slips, but it does have this zipper pocket. This pocket is quite large. It goes, my tips of my fingers are about right there, so 2/3 of the way across the bag and top to bottom width. So phone fits nicely in there if you so desire. And it is actually a nice patterned interior. Interesting how it coordinates or not with the outside, but we'll see more in a second. This one has the Vera Bradley as an inlaid metallic tag right there on the front. The bottom, because it is leather and because it is a much more, I don't want to say classier bag, it has feet on the bottom. No reason that the other versions can't have feet or shouldn't. But honestly, those kind of bags are all going to stand, so why not? I am very happy to see it on the leather though. Also, inside, a little bit different configuration. So let's see, you can get a better look at the pattern inside. Kind of an interesting one. And then nothing on the front as far as pockets, but on the back, you can see it does have the zipper pocket, nicely trimmed in leather. And then same pattern on the inside of the pocket. Then there's 2 slip pockets right there in front of it. So they're on the same side, which is kind of non-standard for this type of bag with Vera. That is it. It's just a big bag. Handles wise, again, short handles. This, I totally forgot was in there. This is not a Vera wallet, but this is made by Mundi. But it's a very Vera-like kind of wallet. Lots of organization and more organization. Actually, this is a great style. Vera has ones of different options of this, but I like this a lot, actually. I got this one because to me, I have to actually snap it to snap the other one. And then it has a coin thing on the back. Anyways, I don't always show non-Vera, but the reason I got this wallet was, it's not a perfect match, but I figured it kind of matches. And it's black leather. Anyway, I probably should put that with my wallets, but it'll stay in here. Okay, so the only other note before I close out for this video is the leather bags do come with their own dust bags. Dust and dog hair, if you will. It just is a plain bag. It says Vera Bradley on it, and the bags fit really nicely right into their dust cover. They're just a rectangular shape, and then there's a cinch, so you can just make a little tie and then put it in the closet or wherever you store it. So that's all for this one. Shout out to Ronnie Bunny for requesting it. Thank you very much, and I hope you all enjoyed the video and got something out of it. Take care. Bye for now.